Alright. Hello fellow viewers and welcome back to yet again another installment of one of my many live stream formats where I RNG manipulate to get shinies really quickly. And since it's a Saturday, of course, we're going to do Safari Saturday because we all love alliterative appeal, or at least I do. And it's gonna be like last time, in the way that I'm going to be roaming around in the area 3 of the Safar-Zone. So a quick explanation maybe while I set the parameters of the next hunt. The Safar-Zone has 6 areas and they all have different wild Pokemon. Some of them they share with other areas and some of them they don't. For example, area 3 has Pinsir and I really want that one. It actually already appeared multiple times, but this is the Safar-Zone, so it did flee. And there's nothing really that I can do against that. So there's RNG manipulation for getting a shiny easily. But unfortunately there's no RNG manipulation for the Safari, the Safari Ball being a immediate capture or a guaranteed capture. Unfortunately that is not, at least not yet. I would say in the future this will probably be feasible. We just need to have... Okay, it's the beep now, not that that matters. I usually always use the pop one in Eontimer since I think it's easier on my ears. I am wearing headphones, so when I hear that, yeah, the beep is a bit too much for my taste. Sometimes Eontimer just glitches and then it just changes the tone that you want. Well, I didn't even select that one yet. It just chooses that. No idea why it does that. And I do believe I have the latest version of Eontimer. Yeah, 3.00. That should be the latest one. I don't know. It kind of glitches on me a lot lately, and is somewhat annoying. Maybe explain this as well for maybe some of you who see this for the first time, or they just clicked on it and they have no idea what I'm doing. I'm currently using a synchronizer, so this is my Espeon that has the ability synchronize, or Synchro in German, doesn't really matter what language you're doing it, this works for every language, RNG manipulating. So anyway, this is used so that I get more adamant frames, so that's what the synchronize tab is for in the program Pokéfinder. A quick demonstration: when I have no synchronizer first spot in the party and I hit generate, I don't get a shiny Pinsir. So without a adamant synchronizer there's no way of me getting a shiny Pinsir, at least not within 0 to, what is this, 100,000 advances. You could press another 0 here and then you definitely get something, but you don't want to wait that long, trust me. Definitely not. So what I do is I use a synchronizer and then suddenly I get them. So you can, you should definitely try this if you're doing this by yourself. Hey there, Keenox12, how are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. What was the guapa again? Or did I just swear in Spanish and you trolled me? Ah, nah, it's nothing bad, okay. Hopefully you're doing good. This is my, oh dear, my voice cracked there for a second. This is my first reset for now. Let's see if that little blue bug, if it maybe will come. Yeah, it does mean beautiful. Thanks. Are you chilling? Chilling in Chile? Is that a word you would also use in European Spanish? Or is that a word you usually only hear in South America? Because I do know there are certain slang words in that you can say in British English, but if you say that in front of an audience that is American or US American, they won't understand what you mean. Oh, you wish you were back home? Yeah, I guess the weather there is also pretty nice. Okay, guapa is in every Spanish. Okay, I immediately changed that from beep to pop because... Yeah, Windows, come on, don't be... oh, okay, accidental shiny Rhyhorn. Okay, sure. Oh boy, this already is starting out to be quite interesting. Oops. Okay, and you're still with me, so... This is the Safar-Zone. As you can see, I can't really catch it like the way I usually do it, with weakening it, giving it a status condition, and then it's all fair game. But here I can either choose Ball, which just throws a Safari Ball, which you get 30 off. Neha, in this case, it just means come closer, which heightens your chances or odds of catching it, but it also makes it more shy, so that it flees more often. And Poké-Riegel is the same in English, Poké-Blocks. That makes it, you can feed them Poké-Blocks, and depending on the color of the Poké-Block and the nature of the Pokemon that you're trying to get, it's either gonna love it or hate it, or maybe not have a big reaction. And unfortunately what happened to me multiple times is that I gave it a... Oh, there we go! What an easy catch. Nice. Well... Now we have a shiny that I can actually... I think I should be able to calibrate now. Or maybe not. That's a lot of shiny Rhyhorns I can get. Okay, it's a level 29. It might have been this one. I do believe that. The others are a bit late. So I'm just gonna say I hit this frame. And I'm gonna put you here. Yeah, other... I mean, these are all... I didn't clone them, even though it says clone here. I have so many shinies due to RNG manipulation, I don't know where to put them. So, if you want quick and easy shinies, do what I'm doing right here, and you're gonna have so many shinies that you have end up having more shinies than normal ones. Okay, maybe not in my case, I have thousands of Pokemon after all, but... In Chile we say mijita rica. That already sounds very cheeky for some reason. I just got it without really trying. Yeah, this is something that can happen. Accidental shinies, as I call them. That's when I get a shiny that I didn't look for specifically, but sometimes I hit, like the Adamant Synchronized gives me so many shiny frames in the 15,000 range. So I do hit shinies that I didn't plan on pretty often. And I mean, there's a community or fan joke, an in-joke basically, where I keep getting accidental Oddishes. It just doesn't stop. It's a curse at this point. Mihita Rika's like delicious girl. Doesn't translate well. Nah, I get it. There's some things you just don't really translate. I get it. Like when you translate some Dutch people saying they like something and you just keep on reading lekker lekker and you say, what is delicious? That's just their way of saying I like it, or it's cool, it's nice, I like it, I love it, whatever. They just say lekker. And you can't really translate that directly. Dude, you should smoke those others since you have plenty. Yeah, that fire's gonna be super effective, won't it? And then I'm gonna look up and end up looking like that oddish. Well, hopefully not. But yeah, I don't know how many shiny oddish. I can make a compilation, and I plan on doing that. And then I can actually count them. But my guess would be between 15 and maybe over 25 at this point. That Luxembourg kushi. It's legal now to have up to 4 plants in Luxembourg. But unfortunately, it's not legal like in the Netherlands where it's not legal, it's tolerated. That's also a difference that is, you know, legal and tolerated are not the same. So there definitely is a difference. What I'm saying with unfortunately is, or what I mean by that is that I think that's a better model, the coffee shop model, where you can, where adults that can prove that they are adults can go inside and they can have access to that drug, and children can't. And they have very specific regulation as to where these shops can be situated. Like they shouldn't be too close to school, which is also fair. And if you don't have that system in place, there's still gonna be, unfortunately, people who sell that to kids. And that's what I really don't want to happen. And only them being legal to be grown also doesn't really help against some black markets where they will probably still be doing the substitute to get more weight, where they put glass in it, hairspray, they spray hairspray on it just to increase the weight. And then yeah, you don't know where it is from, you don't know what's inside of it, you don't know if it's hazardous or not. And if you had that regulated within coffee shops, it would just be, it's better, because I don't want kids to have it, and I don't want there to be other things in it. So speaking about that, how perfect. And you're not fleeing, okay. Okay, definitely need if I catch it. Oh, no. Oh, goodbye, Oddish. Goodbye, weed. Was nice seeing you. Oh, well, was level 25, wasn't it? I have absolutely no idea which one of these it could be. So I can't calibrate at all. So I think I'm just going to go with the early the calibration I used before. In Chile, you can grow for personal consumption, but no sale. So just like in Luxembourg, then. Dude, when I visit Amsterdam, I get stoned AF. Do you visit Amsterdam often? Yeah, it's one of these funny, let's say funny safari fails. That's just how it is. There's no guaranteed capture. That's the kind of what makes this format a bit more spicy than the others. Because I know that there are people out there that just want to see fails. And I can't really condemn them for that. I get it. I also watched fail compilations of shiny fails. It's like a train wreck, but you can't look away. To be fair, with RNG manipulation, doesn't hurt as much, not by far. Dude, I've never been to Europe, period. I really want to go. Oh, sorry, didn't know, but yeah, Amsterdam is. I really like how. I mean, there's lots to do besides that. What you suggested in the comments. There's also a museum there. It has some other interesting cultural aspects as well. It has not just the Van Gogh museum, but also the flea markets I really liked. To be fair, I prefer other cities to Dutch cities in particular to Amsterdam. Excuse me, because Amsterdam is still very nice, and usually I'm not a fan of capitals in general, but as far as European capitals go, Amsterdam is pretty nice. But there's some parts that I don't go to, like the red light district, because I don't really feel that nice there, and I don't need to go there. I don't swing that way, let's say. Not interested in watching women. I hate shiny fails and never root for them. I want to see people succeed in catching them. Oh, that's very kind of you. I don't watch fails to see people because I like seeing people fail. That's not my reason as to why I watch these. I kind of watch them because I am morbidly curious, which is sometimes a pain in the, and I also want to learn from mistakes that I might make, and if I see certain things, like in some fails, you can clearly see what the error or the mistake was, and then you learn. Some of them are really creative, others are very enraging because they were very obvious, or it was obvious that was gonna happen, and these hurt. I'm gonna sound weird, but I want to visit Transnistria, the last stronghold of USSR. It's full of Malakas in the red light district, huh? I mean, I never went there, so I've only seen pictures of it, but I really have no business being there, and I mean, Amsterdam is huge. There's so many parts of it. It is kind of a shame that people narrow down. Ah, there we go! Okay. Pinsir, you stay, please. I give you a red, nice Pokeblock, and you're gonna eat it, and then you're gonna stay. Okay? Okay, still with us, and now I chug a ball, and it's caught. Right? No. Oh god, please don't flee now. Come on. Yeah? Oh, it's still there, okay. I hate the Safar-Zone, what am I doing here? No! Oh, it's still there, okay. The Safar-Zone, just... if you ever want a shiny hunt in there, maybe don't. Because this is pain. Please stay in the ball. I gave you a... No! Oh, it's still there. I think I can maybe throw... oh, excuse me. Should I throw another one? Like a low level one? Here's another one. You like it? Okay. Come on. This is evil. Okay, I just threw 7 balls until now. No, stay in the ball. Don't torture me like this. Don't troll me. Don't tease me. No, stay in the ball. Why am I doing this to myself? No! Okay. I need human name with his prayers. I really need them. 1. Oh, it's still here. Jeez. Come on. It's still here. Come on. This is maximum trolling right now. Come on, no. It's still here. 1. Okay. And you're now going to stay in the ball. And she doesn't flee. She just stares at me, probably laughing her butt off. And that stupid woman just throwing park balls at her. Yeah? No? Okay, should I try another one? Okay, you can have this level 12 one. But please stay. And don't flee now. No! No! Why am I doing this to myself? Oh my... Really, this just happened. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's try it again, shall we? And now Eontimer doesn't work. Oh, Jesus. Hey there, Fiery Chameleon. Welcome back to the stream. Oh boy. It's already starting out to be very interesting, let's say. Unfortunately, a lot of fleeing. Or not a lot, Okay, this is not what I want. I want the pop one. So let's do it again. Jeez, this Pinsir is just trolling me hardcore. You wouldn't pay for... Okay, I mean, I don't have a problem with people paying for that. And I think it should be within a legal system so that these workers don't get, you know, dragged through the mud too much. Yeah, an F in the chat for the Pinsir. What was that? That was just... This is gonna happen again, I just know it. And then there's gonna be yet another shiny oddish. That will happen again. What else? Yeah, I mean, this is not the first time this happened, this is not the second time this happened, and it's not the third time this happened, and it keeps happening. The Pinsir I've been after for a while now, like a week or 2, and it just keeps coming up, and then it just stays for a while, just makes me waste a lot of balls, and then it just flees. Yeah, you walked in the perfect time, definitely. Hey there, Amit, welcome to the stream, how you doing? You can watch that later when it's a video, or maybe you can go back if you want, but oh, the Pinsir thing happened again. name your next shiny Oddish Snoop? Alright, will do. I mean, a shiny Oddish also appeared in the stream, and it fled. No, it's not the 256th time, but it does sure feel like that. Oh, jeez. So, what was I talking about before the Pinsir thing happened? Oh, yeah, right, about Amsterdam. It is kind of a shame that people just reduce Amsterdam to the red light district and the coffee shops, because there's much more than that. But yeah, in terms of capitals, I like it. I prefer it over Berlin or Brussels, which I don't hate these cities, but they have some really dirty sides to them. Snoop Dogg, or just Snoop. Snoop Dogg. Alright, it will probably show up at one point. Geez, all these things happening, and I've been streaming not even for half an hour at this point, so this is definitely gonna be fun. Already starting out, yeah, interesting. I think that's the best way to describe it until now. Yeah, that's an Umbreon. And it's an Umbreon that I use for... It's my synchronizer. It's a quirky one. And that's a very nice favorite to have. Your second favorite Pokemon. I would assume, because of your username, that Charmeleon is your favorite. Imagine having a smoke with Snoop Dogg. He said only one person outsmoked him. Oh yeah, he did say that. I can't imagine how many smokes that must be per day. I mean, if they do a THC test on his blood, I mean that's basically his blood type, isn't it? Saying this as a joke, of course, but my favorite Eevee evolution. I think I actually thought about this because sometimes I flip-flop between Espeon and Sylveon. But I do think I'm gonna go with Sylveon. I also really like Vaporeon, especially the shiny. I mean, of course, it's pink. And I just like Vaporeon in and of itself. I like the water type a lot. And I think that's just a peak Generation 1 design. Oh no. Let's do that reset again, because this advances way too many frames. Okay. Unfortunately, Kinox, I can't really shiny hunt Eevee here. There's no wild Eevees in Emerald, unfortunately. But I'll definitely have to get into RNG and eggs, which I don't really have done successfully yet. But if I'm able to do the RNG manipulation of eggs, then I will definitely do a shiny Eevee hunt. And once I start playing so I have a Leaf Green, authentic copy of Leaf Green, that I wanna do a shiny only challenge on as well. And there I will definitely use RNG manipulation as well, and then I can stationary hunt a shiny Eevee. That is definitely planned in the future. So those two things. I love Snoop Dogg's personality, not into the songs, but love his personality. I don't really know a lot of his personality, but from what I've seen, he seemed very like a sympathetic guy, yeah. And I mean, yeah, you don't have to like his songs, but considering how I'm not a fan of hip hop or rap in general, I actually really like his songs. Don't necessarily agree with all the lyrics, but you know, that's just not really that important, I guess. Charmeleon is my favorite, just out of bias due to it being my favorite Pokemon dating back being 7. Oh, that's sweet. So a childhood favorite, just like with me with Latias. Charmeleon was basically my little Pokemon best friend back then. Oh, that's adorable. And honestly, out of the 3, I like Charmeleon the most. I prefer Charmeleon over now my brain is currently lagging because it's trying to think of the English name. Salamence. Yeah, Salamence. I just was like, that's the German name. No, that's the Japanese name. What's the English name again? Salamesh? No, that's French. Oh, yeah, Salamence. So I prefer Charmeleon over Salamence and Charizard. I like the middle form the most. Favorite is Shiny Eevee. Yeah, Shiny Eevee is really nice. The silver coat. I'll dump a load of Eevees in the Hoenn region for you to shiny hunt then. Yeah, that would be really cool if that would be possible. I masochistically completed hard gold shinies only. Oh, you've done the challenge? That's really cool. Currently live streaming a shiny only challenge with playing through Ruby. And it's very fun using RNG manipulation, and you have a lot of shinies. Sometimes you have Pokemon that you would never generally use, or at least not that much. Wartortle and Ivysaur. I really like Ivysaur. Yeah, I like Ivysaur more than the other two, Bulbasaur and Venusaur. Not sure about Wartortle. I like all 3 of them. I mean, Squirtle was my first Pokemon that I ever owned. It was my very first Pokemon that I chose. I picked the cute little turtle. Back then, when Pokemon Blue was new in Europe. And it was the first Pokemon I ever trained to level 100. And I was surprised when I traded it over to my crystal version. The Blastoise that I had was female. So that was really nice. I could breed Squirtles for other people. Hit that human name. Welcome to the stream. May RNGs bless thee. I really need them because, you know, the Pinsir shows up, proceeds to troll for several minutes, and then flees. That happened again. And this time I gave it multiple wet Pokeblocks, so even ruder than before. I really thought I had it this time. But I think that will be a longer hunt than I might have anticipated it to be. I mean, that means more streaming, right? But geez, that thing is trolling me. It's unreal. Oh, you went full odds? Well, that is even harder. Yeah, that is definitely very hard. I love pop as my favorite songs type. Ah, that's your favorite genre. My favorite genre of music is hardstyle, and I generally like everything that I like. I mean, it's not just that I listen to hardstyle exclusively, I also listen to other things. But generally, I like music that's fast. Before I start playing Pokemon, I only know 2 Pokemon, Pikachu and Metagross. I remember getting a shirt with Metagross on it long time ago when I was 7. Oh, that's a cool Pokemon to have on a shirt. I gave it to my cousin. He was my favorite always. That's cute. Don't think Ivysaur, but I don't mind Ivysaur, but I like Wartortle too, almost just as much as Charmeleon due to a similar feeling that happened around 2017. Oh, so a very personal story. That's nice. Currently working on ternary logic gates in Minecraft. Oh, that, yeah. Nice. Since it doesn't have the same issues as in real life. Oh, I was about to ask, so no specific issues that you usually come across when you make such logic gates. Blastoise got the best Dynamax form in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Yeah, I kind of like all three of them equally. I see what they try to do with it. You love rock, metal, jazz, and pop. Queen, yeah, Queen, I mean. Queen is just a legendary. Slipknot, System of a Down, Kiss, Guns N' Roses. Yeah, that, definitely a vibe. Definitely understand your music tastes. Frank Sinatra, Paul Anka, Michael Jackson. Oh yeah, also have bangers, definitely. Blastoise is fat underneath that shell. I wonder if it's fat or maybe water. I mean, we've never seen one without the shell, but to be fair, it's not like in Mario where you take the Koopa out of the shell and it just can walk around. The shell is part of its body, so that would be very gory, removing the shell of a turtle. I forget about you thought about a new Metagross Megaform with 8 legs. Oh, so a actual spider. With better stats than the old Mega Metagross, but the old Metagross gets the ability to not get hit by ground type moves. Oh, like the levitate ability. But why make a even more powerful Mega Metagross? Metagross is already pretty packing. Pretty... Oh! Yeah, shiny Dodrio, sure. Can I get the shinies that I want? Oh, you're still here. Okay, so I got a Dodrio level 29 and you're still with me? Sure. Yeah, okay, but which frame did I hit? I assume the earliest one. These are kind of late. And you're still with me. Okay. Let's see if I can get this one. Yeah, your blessings worked. No! And it flees. Oh well, I already have so many of them, honestly. I don't need more. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you have 30 shiny Oddish. If you see shiny fleet, you kind of... It doesn't look good. Not gonna lie. You know what's a big mind F? Machoke and Machamp's shorts being part of their anatomy. Yeah, I did think about that a lot, and it is weird, but I mean, there's weirder things in Pokemon. Hey there, Run Your M's. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? I don't think I've seen you before, but you're just as welcome as everyone else here. So, I am playing the game through a Game Boy Player. It's a add-on for the GameCube. And it's my actual childhood cartridge of Pokemon Emerald, so no ROM, nothing of the sorts. This is actual, like the game that I played on as a child. And I'm using it to RNG manipulate shinies. And because it's a Saturday, I do streams a couple of days per week, and I do RNG manipulations, and since it's a Saturday, I do the Safari hunt. So that's roughly what this is. RNG manipulation is quite magical looking at it in action. Yeah, I'm not lying when I say I have so many shinies right now. I don't know where to put them. I really don't. I have like so many of them. I never thought in my life that I'm gonna say I have so many shinies. Do you want one? I don't know where to put them. Never. And it's fun. Of all good musics and songs, I have 121 different music songs between different music / songs between games, music with songs to normal songs and music. Yeah, I also listen to instrumental things, video game music as well. If it's good, it's good. I mean, I don't necessarily care about the genre. It just happens that I really like a lot of hardstyle, so that's a genre I like. And I, for example, tend to not like Schlager. That's like a German genre of music, because that's just my taste. I have several GameCube Kinox 12. Several black ones. I have 2 purple ones, which one of them doesn't work anymore. I have a silver one. I have a white one. Yeah, I actually have multiple, so... I still also have the one from my childhood, and my husband still has his from his childhood as well. Yeah, I failed a shiny just now, but with RNG manipulation, it's actually not as much as a problem, or it doesn't hurt as much, because you essentially have infinite tries. I just need to hit the same frame again. And it's a shiny that I already have multiple times, so it doesn't really hurt that much. I own a copy of Pokemon Red for my Pokemon Stadium. Ah, nice. And some 3DS Pokemon games. That's about all I got physically. I would collect them all physically, but they are very, very dear on being sold online. They are super expensive, yes, definitely. And that is such a problem, because I have friends like James, for example. Sometimes he's also here in the chat with me when I stream. Not always, he has to work a lot. But I introduced him to Pokemon only recently. He didn't grow up with it, and he wants to buy a English Emerald, an authentic copy, and they just cost over 100 euros. That's insane. So I got really lucky, and definitely, I mean, I am always, you can see me on flea markets and like retro conventions and all that, so I know how to get things for a good price. And that's why I can say with confidence how unfair the market has become. Buy a GameCube off of you. But they would be PAL. All the GameCubes that I have are PAL or PAL, so European. And since you're not from the European continent, it's better for you to buy a American one. So that would be an NTSC. But there's also other ways of playing Game Boy Advance games on your TV, which aren't that expensive, because, I mean, I am playing this on a GameCube right now, but the Game Boy Player add-on and the CD that you need for that, they themselves go by over $100, so that's really expensive. Or you could buy a Retron 5 from Hyperkin. Or like one of them, they have several clone consoles, but the one that I got for my birthday last month, that was the Retron 5. And you can play GBA games on that, and it works. And you can even plug it into an HDMI TV or monitor, whatever you prefer. So I would suggest getting into that. If you really want to play GBA games on the TV, going the GameCube route might be the most expensive one. What if I throw a lunchbox at you and call it a GameCube? I mean, sure, go ahead. It does look like a lunchbox a bit, but I think it's charming. And I mean, they do have a hinge at the back where you're supposed to take it with you. Apparently the GameCube was conceived to be a somewhat portable console. Does it work in any area? Yes, but if you are from the UK, so yeah, you would have to get a GameCube if you want to go the GameCube route, a PAL one. But as I said, maybe the Hyperkin route would be less expensive. Still have my 3DS. I have Black, Y, Omega, Ruby, and Moon. This might be also a good moment to mention that should any of you guys, viewers, give me any monetary compensation, for example, a donation on Patreon or on Ko-fi in the chat, should that be unlocked? If you give me $1, I will clone any of the shinies that you see me get in the streams, and I will send it over to you. So that means either by Pokemon Bank or the over the 3DS one, where you need Pretendo because the 3DS online services unfortunately have been taken offline. But you can still use it with the Pretendo network. And yeah, that's a chance for you to get one or a couple or a lot of the shinies that I get here. And bonus points if you want to breed them, because since my games are in German, well, one of them is in French, and my Kanto Generation 3 games are in Italian. So they're gonna be non-English, and if you want to do the a breeding technique to get shinies, which is called the Masuda method, if you want to do that, my shinies will be perfect for that. And that is a normal Doduo, very boring. I own a PAL PS2, N64, Xbox. Nice. Yeah, they shut down the DS server like a month ago, but you can use Pretendo, and that works. Like, that's a fan-made server, or fan-maintained server, with the perfect name. It pretends to be the Nintendo network, which is nice because some of my viewers might prefer to have the Pokemon over I don't know, their Sun or Moon or X and Y. Might move to Europe one day since I have family over there. Oh, nice. Specifically in Germany and Sweden. Don't really know how it is to live in Sweden because I never went to Sweden myself. I plan on doing that though. But Germany, yeah, there's places in Germany where living is very comfortable. It would be a good thing to know German though, because not every German knows English really well. I grew up with the Pokemon games, but my siblings usually owned the games and we never had a GBA or a Game Boy growing up. Okay. Only owning a copy of Pokemon Red with being able to play it in the Stadium. Yeah, with Stadium you can play it, yeah. So that's how you did. I also have an N64 and I have two Stadiums. One is French and the other is German. Because unfortunately you can't play a German Game Boy game on a French Stadium, and that's just... that's pretty annoying. I'm from UK. Have you ever used emulator? I have, but I'm definitely not a fan of them. It's been quite a while since I last used them. Funnily enough, I prefer using them for ROM hacks. They got a DS, and I got my own 3DS with my siblings too. With Oras being my real first very own Pokemon game I got physically. Oh, that's nice. Then that definitely felt really well, or really good, definitely. Pokemon Bank is not down. No, it still works. I can confirm that. Because I have Patreons that pay or give me money every month, and I get them multiple shinies, and they all work. And they all seen as legit by Pokemon Home, so no worries there. Even the shiny Mew, that was the first RNG manipulation hunt that I did live on this channel, was a shiny Mew in Emerald. And I have one viewer, one Patreon, Kaiser comes in, he requested specifically to get that Mew. So I cloned it for him, it went through Pokemon Bank, it ran through Pokemon Home, no problem, completely legit. And it works, and he has it now, so... I also have other mythicals as shinies, for example, Deoxys. So you could also get that. Pokemon Home will be shut down too in a few years. Wait, what? Really? Where do you have that information? I thought Pokemon Home will stay for us for at least a long while. It's the new Pokemon Bank. Bred a shiny Charmander using the Masuda method back in the day, and why? Oh, nice. Definitely want a shiny Charizard once in my life, because that's just such a good shiny. Beta Tendo, Alpha Tendo. And accidental shiny Rhyhorn. Okay, the second one this stream. Why can I get my Pinsir, please? Okay, so I got a Rhyhorn, it's level 29. Still with me. Let's see. I think it's the earliest frame that I hit, and bye-bye, you fled, of course. Oh boy. Watch a grown woman fail at Pokemon Live. Isn't this nice? Struggling with Veterinary and Gate. Can't wait for the Exor Gate. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a bit more, at least if I still remember my courses from university correctly. It's gonna be a bit more complicated than the Ternary Ant Gate. Next mod should be called the official Nintendo. Okay. But then it's not official, so the mod has a lie in its title. Yeah, make sure to bring the Mach bike with you when you want to go into area 3, and I have to reset again because this advances the frames too much. I want to play Pokemon Emerald on emulator, but I save the game when I refresh, my data gets swiped always. Okay, that shouldn't happen. What emulator are you using, and where did you get the ROM? So either this is an issue with your ROM, so you got a bad ROM, or the emulator isn't maybe not good, or it's not well configured. Because that shouldn't happen. Or do you save the game itself, or do you use save states without actually saving? Planning on learning German and Japanese? Oh, Japanese is hard. I started learning it in 2014, and I'm still, on and off, and I'm still at A2, maybe B1 level. It's really hard. The grammar is really easy, surprisingly so. But what is hard are all the kanji. There's thousands of them. They're pictograms, so each symbol stands for a word. Sometimes they stand for another word as well. And some kanji, if not, in fact, all of them, you can read with different pronunciations, and they all mean something else, and you need to memorize them all. That's freaking hard. That's really hard. And this comes from someone like me who's a polyglot, you know? So I speak multiple languages. Usually languages aren't really my weak point, but Japanese is pretty hard. But good luck, you can still do it. I currently learning Italian and taking that before I strengthen my Japanese again. Because Italian is easier to learn than Japanese. To this day, I still don't own a Game Boy. I just play my new copy of Pokemon Red through Stadium on the N64. Well, I mean, yeah, you don't need a Game Boy. And with the Game Boy, you have the problem of the batteries. Energy lifespan, let's say. If you play too long, then you need new batteries. With the N64 thing, you don't. So it's a bit more convenient. My first Pokemon game was Diamond, and my first shiny was Geodude. Oh, it didn't explode, hopefully. Hopefully not. I'm joking with the Pokemon Home, but okay. But considering that Pokemon Bank did get shut down, who is to say it won't get shut down when a new Pokemon Bank comes along, the next Nintendo console? Yeah, that definitely, they aren't really that consistent with that. They should just still use Pokemon Bank, but make it for the Switch. Why make it Pokemon Home, but oh well. At least Pokemon Bank is still usable. Easier to speak than write. With what is German or Japanese? Because both of these languages, I would say, are easier to speak than write. Actually had a similar experience with when me and my siblings first emulated Fire Red back in like 2010. Game would save, but you could not do the post-game content, and if you didn't save before the Elite Four, your save file is sent all the way back to whenever you last saved if you didn't softlock it somehow. Oh, did you get like a pirated ROM? Because I think there's one that kind of trolls people. I've heard of it, that just goes to an older save state. Caught that Geodude, I was intrigued, was a different color. Ah, good, you got it. Definitely good that you didn't see it explode. That unfortunately happened to me, but not with a Geodude. But with a Graveler, the evolution. That also happened in Pokemon Pearl. And I was really angry and was really mad. And that's the day I saw to myself, okay, if you see a shiny and you know you may fail it, use a Master Ball. That's what you use it for. You don't use the Master Ball for legendaries. Legendaries aren't really that hard to catch if you come prepared, which you should. And a Master Ball is for a situation where you can't prepare, or preparation is useless. And that's why I always keep the Master Ball for any such cases. Japanese, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that was like a pirate ROM because that sounds like that. Apparently you should start with children's books when learning a new language. Well, they say that because then you get like the same entry point to the language as the kids. And I mean, it's gonna be the level of comprehension that you need in children's books is very easy. So it's easier if you want to learn a new language to read children's books in that language, because you don't need a large vocabulary to understand it, and then you can use that to build yourself up, to build a base. But others don't really like using children's books, which, I mean, if it helps you, then go ahead. We were little, yeah. I hate shiny electrodes. You hate shiny electrodes? Why? Did it explode on you? Which I could understand. I mean, I definitely have empathy with you when you say I can't stand to see it because I have that traumatic memory of it exploding. I have a shiny Electrode, and next Friday I will hunt Voltorb. So both star and square shinies. You know how in Pokemon Showdown, once the foe starts using Calm Mind with Substitute, Protect, and start beating every Pokemon you have with one attack, and this is worst. This is the worst. Not on Showdown a lot. I used to more, but not anymore. But yeah, these people, they know what they're doing, and they're basically hoping to find people that aren't prepared to counter that strategy. But it hasn't really happened a lot to me. Those guys make me so mad when they explode that I might even start ranting in German. Yeah, can't blame you for that. Oh boy, you better just read those children's books in private, or otherwise your loved one's gonna look at you concernedly. Yeah, I know people that say there's no way I'm gonna read a children's book because I'm not gonna be interested in the content, which, fair. But yeah, was easier to do with Japanese because people didn't even know it was a children's book. Know the basics of Japanese I've learned from anime and off-brand. I also know some curse words. To be fair, the Japanese you learn or commonly hear being spoken in anime is the not so kind or respectful Japanese. So there's formal Japanese and then there's informal Japanese, and anime only really, or most of the time, showcases usage of informal Japanese, which you better not use in Japan. Just like talk like that to a stranger, that would come across as super rude. So I don't recommend doing that. But congrats if you understand, at least if you understand informal Japanese, you understand Japanese. I mean, pretty nice. Yeah, informal and formal. Because I spoke somewhat informally to my Japanese teacher, and you could see in her face, she was like, I know it's some anime, but it's so rude, especially because she was a much older person and I was a young woman, and there's that Japanese culture thing where you shouldn't be disrespectful to people who are older than you, and I spoke in a very slangish Japanese, but she still knew I didn't mean it like that. But she said, it is weird for her to see a young person speak to them like that, which, can't blame her. No, my Pokemon Generation 10 idea is effed up. Like, you even politics into it by putting a gym leader that looked like Stalin and he used steel and grass and ice type. Oh jeez, Ahmed. And the Austrian guy uses poison types and fighting types, and I don't think that's gonna be a good idea. But effed up for sure, definitely. I mean, hate. They have otakus. Otakus just basically means nerd in Japanese. But yeah, they just have very... No, how do I say this without sounding mean or rude? I don't want to sound mean or rude because I haven't walked a mile in their shoes, but there's just apparently a lot of people in Japan who are into anime, but they're extremely weird, and as in weird creeps. But then again, Japanese culture kind of gives people a lot of stress, and I can't really judge a lot of hikikomori, so those are extreme reclusives. Can't really blame them for a lot of stress or other things that they get from Japanese society, which makes them feel terrible. so they try to avoid it. Japan really prioritized their elders over their young. It's concerning. No SHIT, their population is declining. Yeah, I mean, they could solve that by letting more foreigners in, but they're not a fan of Gaikokujin. Definitely not. They don't like their Gaijin, which means foreigner. They're very, unfortunately, they are pretty xenophobic. But with the way things are going with the economy, Japanese people, they wake up at like 5 a.m., then they have to be at work the whole day, and then even after work, you're expected to not leave until your boss leaves, and afterwards your boss or your coworkers want to have a drink with you, and then you just come home at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. or maybe 4 a.m. and then sleep, that work, that repeat. They're just beaten down. There's no time, there's no energy left to make children, to have children. Because children take up a lot of energy and a lot of commitment and a lot of money as well. And of course, no Japanese person is going to think to themselves and say, "Oh, I want children." They're overworked, they're overstressed. Living cost of living crisis, add that to the whole fiasco. No wonder, But it's not as bad as in South Korea. There it's really, really, really bad. There's CEOs that want to pay Korean people to have children. But that's not gonna do a lot. They really need systematic changes. Hey, you use formal language to mock people unless they're like 90 years old, in which case it isn't mocking. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of special disrespect when you mock someone in a formal tone, or even in purple prose. Which I'm not sure if that exists in Japanese, but I think there's an analog to that, which I can't read because my Japanese level isn't good enough for that kind of high literature. Stalin is cheating. He's using 3 types in the gym, not 1. Yeah, that's not the first and the last time he was cheating, isn't it? I don't support USSR, I just find the idea funny. Yeah, I know that you don't support that. But yeah, it is funny to think about things like that. I have to agree. Japan is pretty, yeah, definitely. I mean, I've never been, but from what I've seen, yeah. I wouldn't live there, especially as a foreigner, yeah, unfortunately. Get a lot of gaijin hunters too. Yeah, that's another thing. So for those of you unaware, gaijin hunters, so it translates to foreigner hunters, are Japanese people who fetishize foreigners and they're really into them, and when they see attractive foreigners, they really try to get into a relationship with them, or at least have a one-night stand with them. It's just another weird thing. I mean, the same thing exists in Europe as well, where you have men being all creepy over Asian women. Heard some places got restricted with travelers, like restaurants and locations, due to a few certain tourists harassing people there while streaming it. Yeah, streamers have done some really, how do I say, you should just never do what they did in the public, and I can see why they restricted these from going to certain places. I don't understand that streaming category, like real life streaming, where they just stream and film random people. They didn't consent to be in a stream. I'm not a fan of that idea or that kind of stream format. Fun fact, the whole idea of Omori game is that the main character is Hikikomori. You play as a Hikikomori. Oh, that's also the same in Yume Nikki. You also play as a hikikomori, and the only place that you visit is in her mind because she's like a lucid dreamer, and that's the point of the game. You go into her dreams and you explore. Nice horror game, by the way. I don't know how people can act like that in a foreign country. Do not be disrespectful as hell when doing tourism. First, that, and then second, if you've seen some of what these live streamers did in Japan, if I were there, I would just bow in front of them and excuse myself, or excuse my ethnicity. Like, sorry that white people did that, or that white person did that. That we're not all like that. I'm sorry for your inconvenience, even though I didn't do it. Cause, especially what's his name called again? The Logan guy. I don't care about celebrities, so you can. That's why I have problems recalling these names, even though some of you might say, hey, these names are everywhere. Yeah, but I think my brain thinks it's more important to save or remember some random star fact. In Australia, the cost of living is awful here too. Pretty much everywhere. I mean, in Luxembourg, it's really bad. My husband and I, we are currently being priced out of the housing market. One normal 4-bedroom house, if you want to buy that in Luxembourg, costs over €1 million. Interest rates have gone through the roof. Ah, come on. Now I have to do that again. And yeah, all we can do is rent, but rent is also really expensive. It's horrible. Faroese culture was basically hating the Danes because they were in control. Can't really blame you for that. It's an independence kind of thing. Common sense to be respectful while residing or visiting a country that isn't yours. Yeah, that's how I was raised, and that's how I thought everyone should think like, but yeah, not everyone is raised like that, unfortunately. And that really hurts to see. Boy, the Japanese chicks will eat me alive. You know, the ones I throw up from laughing. I was playing Resident Evil 8. Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 5. He punched Boulder so hard when he blew up Cal Factory. He said, "I will kill Boulder, punishing a-hole." I was like, how did he know? Wait, you threw up because you were laughing so hard? Oh wow, I never had that happen to me. I did have back pain and like a really extreme hiccup after laughing really hard, but never did I throw up. Those in real life streamers are just awful people. They intentionally rile up or just commit crime live. Either that, I've seen really a wide variety of why the hell would you do that live in public. One example is someone who was in a public place and he had donations with voice message thing on, and of course someone donated and was like, oh yeah, timer of a bomb, it's now 3, 2, 1, and then people panicked. That's not funny. That's traumatizing. Even, I mean, with all the terrorist attacks that have been happening, I think there should be consequences for these streamers if they do that. This is dangerous. But they don't really see it that way. They just want to. It's quick content, you know. just film people panicking and you get clicks. That's the unfortunate thing. Johnny Somali gave us foreigners and tourists a bad name over here in Japan. Don't know who Johnny Somali is by the name. Maybe if you tell me what he did, then I know who he is. Oh, you finished the Ant Gate? Good luck on the XR. When I visit Japan before dying, I have to go at least once. Same, Kinox, same. I have to go once. I hate taking the plane. I really hate flying. But how am I gonna get there? Can't think of another way. Maybe a boat. But yeah, I really want to go to Japan as well. They got arrested for that? Okay, good. They should be. If I'm going to Japan, I'd record respectfully and take pics for myself for the memories. Yeah, of course. There's that, and then there's doing very stupid things live. That's what I meant by committing crimes live on Twitch. Bomb threats are a crime. Yeah, they are. Or there was another streamer, apparently she's a YouTube streamer, where she, and that's really, I don't understand how she isn't in jail yet, because she took a drug before driving a vehicle. I think the drug in question was methamphetamine. Which, I can't believe I have to say this, but do not take such substances before you drive a car. That's dangerous. You can seriously hurt or injure or, you know, kill yourself or others, which would be innocent people. If you have to take illicit substances, don't drive afterwards. And yeah, she did that. And then she's driving, she hit a pedestrian. And that was just live, you could see that live. And then she was like, oh, you don't know how that happened. Yeah, because you were high out of your mind. Of course you touched a pedestrian with your car. And then there was another snippet from one of her streams where I think she did a DoorDash thing, and her dog, she had a small dog in the back of her car, and the dog defecated onto the food. And okay, this is really disgusting, but it also looked like the dog had a parasite inside, like some kind of white worm thing, and that also fell onto the DoorDash delivery. And then it also peed on it, and she just wiped that like off and gave it to the person. That is one of the most shocking things I've ever seen on in real life stream like that. I mean, why isn't she behind bars at this point? This is several crimes, and no one says anything. Why hasn't anyone called the cops? I mean, I know how annoying it is that some white people see something and then some white person sees something and they immediately call the police. But, I mean, these are legit crimes. Taking drugs and then driving. So I don't even care if she took methamphetamine, to be honest. I think victimless crimes aren't really crimes. Or at least, not in my view. Now, what an adult person does to their body, none of my business. But she got behind the wheel. She got behind the steering wheel. She drove a car in that state. Which I cannot... I'm sorry, that's just a no-go. And then that thing with the dog. So the dog, first, it's not well trained to do that. Second, it did that on the food, and she just kind of wiped it very superficially. That won't work. And then, I mean, it seems like the dog is kind of not kept well if it has a parasite like that. And I mean, that on food, it's like so many red flags. And this is just live and no one says anything? I mean, that is one extreme example, but... The guy would yell, harass people, do stupid in general, trespass, wouldn't stop mentioning Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Oh, that idiot. Oh my god, yeah, I did see. I saw clips of that. Not his streams, but, you know these people who act like an angel, and when they make a mistake, they act like they are innocent, and whoever object is the evil person. I mean, I do, yeah, some people are two-faced like that. Kind of scary. I would never take meth, marijuana is my limit. I mean, I don't care what people take. Of course, if it's a minor, I kind of do care, because I don't think they should touch anything like that, just because it hinders their brain development. But what an adult person puts in their body, I don't care. I wouldn't care if she did the meth on her own accord. Well, if she had kids, that would be kind of tragic. Oh, there we go! Shiny accidental dojo again. So, will you stay this time, or will you flee? That is the question. To be, no, not to be or not to be, but to flee or not to flee. But yeah, like I said okay. Okay, so it fled, nice. Oh, jeez. It's one of these days. What time is it? Oh, I've been hunting for the Pinsir this whole time, but didn't even get around to the other shinies that I can get. But yeah, it's not the meth thing, it's the driving while under the influence. I think I know this case, was it recent, wasn't it? Yeah, Penguins Zero talked about it, that's how I knew. He talked about it, I think, yesterday or today. And, yeah, that is just, I'm not a person that shows facial expressions much, but when I watched these clips, my jaw was really low. I couldn't believe my eyes. Yeah, lady taking meth got high and hit someone, exactly. It's crazy the amount of S people get away with. Christian. Yeah. The Christian thing is kind of annoying for me as well. As an autistic, I mean, I'm very open with that. I am autistic. Diagnosed. I didn't diagnose myself. And he just, like, saying, oh, it's not my fault, I'm autistic. No, you know what you're doing, Christian, come on. And that doesn't excuse that. Saw that clip. That parasite falling into the back actually made me sick for the whole day. I gagged. And I'm usually... I can watch or see or think about pretty disgusting things, but that made me gag. Feel so sorry for the dog. Yeah, me too. People who got the bag delivered to them and the injured person. I mean, that bag... that's just... black. It's so disgusting to think about. Kind of want to delete that out of my brain, honestly. But I can't do that. And I'm not drinking alcohol, so no, that's not an... won't do that. Although I would like to erase these images from my brain, honestly. It's too late now. Hopefully that person who got the bag with you know what in it, hopefully they didn't eat anything. Oh jeez. I shouldn't think about that. To be fair, I think this case refers recent, so hopefully there should still be a chance for consequences. Hopefully, yeah. I hope so, because she has to be stopped. Mr. Dojo, excuse me, ma'am, I'm gonna leave. Bye. It was a Mrs. Dojo. But yeah, just checking. Hey, how are you? Okay, bye-bye. Try to be on my best behavior always. My nose is clean. I don't get in trouble with the cops. Suspect I might have slight Asperger's. I suspect. I mean, it's a wide spectrum autism, you know? Yeah, that's how I know about it too. I watch Penguin Zero like many people on this kinds of videos. Also loved his videos on Gears of War lately. I haven't watched these. But yeah, that definitely was something, that stream, and yeah, I was literally you know, in a cartoon where the mouth really opens up in shock. That's how I was staring at my screen. Couldn't believe my eyes. It's just, and that's live. And she also drove distracted. That's another crime. Driving on while being on the phone. And high of meth. Are you even trying at this point? Oh, you have ADHD diagnosed? Yeah, this channel is very neurodivergent friendly. Because the streamer herself is neurodivergent. Okay, so all this time that I've been streaming now, I've been concentrating on the Pinsir, which honestly I still really want that one. I can't believe it fled again and I still don't have it. Just, want to get it, but I mean, there's other shinies that I can get in Area 3, which can be seen on the thumbnail. Shiny Sea King, and shiny Golduck I haven't gotten yet. So I'll try those soon. Can just imagine a shiny Latias having her mouth wide drop to the ground in shock now. So you're also one of those who, I have some viewers who kind of picture me as a shiny Latias, I guess because of the old icon that I used to have. I'm totally gonna visit Akibara while in Japan. Not only going for the week culture, though I legit want to visit beautiful landscapes, historic places and monuments and get to know more. Oh, definitely. I really want to go to Kyoto more than I want to go to Tokyo because it has so many beautiful sights that I really want to see. And in Hokkaido as well, like the northern part of Japan, I want to visit these hot springs. I've heard they're really, really nice. And I like hot springs. I like spas and saunas. And I've never been to a Japanese one. Japanese bath houses I really want to visit. To be fair, some of them don't allow foreigners, so maybe I can't go to certain ones. Which would be a very rare case of me being racially profiled and not equally treated. Usually when you're white, you know, being white in Luxembourg, or just being born as a white person in Luxembourg, that's basically the easy mode in life. I don't think anyone should get discriminated like that. Want to go to the shrines? Yeah, I want to see the shrines so bad. Yeah, definitely. I really want to go see everything, like plan a month maybe to see the whole of Japan. But the thing is, that costs a lot of money and I don't have that money. unfortunately, all nice things really require a lot of money. Okay, so let's see, in the area 3 I can also surf. There we go. Set encounter to surfing when you also want to do the same thing that I'm doing here. And then you scroll down in location until you see Safar-Zone area 3. And I can get a Golduck. Yeah, I'll check if I can also get a quirky one. No, no quirky Golducks. Only adamant ones. Alright. So what do you get now? Let's see, a Oddish. Okay, I'm gonna change to the Golduck and see if I get that one. Kinda buffed or bummed about the Pinsir, but I can still go. Still not tired. Yeah, true. Loved some of your old thumbnails of your old videos. One having a shiny Latias with a hat holding a witch wand. Yeah, that was a Halloween one. I think there was a Kirby next to the Latias too in the art. Yeah, definitely. That art was done by my then boyfriend and my now husband. And he still does art for me. He's a great artist, so I'm unfortunately not that skilled when it comes to drawing things. But he is, and I really like his art. Ah, no! Oh well. Hey there, Psyduck. No advanced frames, please. I think there was a Kirby. Ah, yeah, I did read that. I want to visit Tokyo, Hiroshima, same Nagasaki, Kyoto, Yokohama, Osaka, Sapporo, and Saitama. Yeah, I want to visit everything, almost everything, maybe. I think there's some parts of Japan that really maybe aren't worth seeing. It's been like 2017 since I last saw the video though, nor do I barely remember what it was even about. Pretty sure it was a Halloween one though. Yeah, it was a Halloween one. So you did remember that correctly. Okay, hopefully this time I won't get a random encounter before the... I don't want any encounter before the timer hits 0. Hey, I can see my secret ID when I put my trainer ID into Pokemon Trainer. What do you mean with Pokemon Trainer? I mean, your secret ID you need to find out. And there's multiple ways of finding that out, but usually what it entails is you having to find a shiny, a legit shiny, and then calculating your secret ID by using the IVs of that shiny. And you're gonna need that for Pokéfinder. If you want to do the same thing that I'm doing right now, you really need to know your secret ID. Want to go to Okinawa too, but those islands. Oh, there's some Japanese islands I want to go to as well. It's a dream of mine to go to Japan. Same. I know it sound like a huge weeb. And I know multiple people who want to go to Japan and they don't even watch anime. It's just a beautiful country. It's a nice country, by the looks of it. I know it has its problems, but every country does. Draw like a drunk Charmeleon. I don't know if Charmeleons are well known to be good drawers, but a drunk one definitely worse. Yeah, I'm currently trying to plan things where all the shinies that I have, that I put on a menu in a restaurant on my Patreon, and then people can see fan art of the shinies. Some of the shinies I have multiple times. Others I have a star or a square version as well. Some people really would like to have a square shiny, since they're even rarer than star shinies. Yeah, I want to stay low profile over there. I want no trouble, and I want to have the time of my life. Yeah, same. I wouldn't go... I don't even do that, like, be it Japan or any other country. You just don't go somewhere you're not from... If you're not from there and then you start trouble, that's just... Why would you do that? That's just very ill-mannered. And that's putting it really nicely. Okay, 5 seconds remaining. Let's see if I get the Golduck. Okay. No, that's not a Golduck. That's not shiny either. Charmeleons are already awful drawers with their big claws, but a drunk one is outright dangerous with their drawings because they might lick the brush or they might ignite everything. I have that picture in my head of a drunk Charmeleon trying to draw. And I can already picture a Smeagol just screaming like that famous Scream painting. Yep, that image is now etched into my mind. Use the Mac Bite to get over that dirt. I think it's sand or dirt. Looks like wet, not slime, but you know when there's a lot of dirt and then it rains and then the sand gets really slippery. I think it's supposed to represent that. Tired of Florida, not gonna lie. I need to go somewhere, even if it's Chile. What do you not like about Florida? I've never been. Once in my life I want to go there, but I am aware of the stereotype of look up anything in a newspaper regarding Florida man or Florida woman, and you get the wildest headlines. No, it's good. Yeah, the mud, definitely. Drunk Charmeleon posing like the Titanic as Smeagol draws them. Draw me like one of your French girls. Jeez, it's been like over a decade at this point since I last seen the movie. And I didn't really like it that much, to be honest. Florida man strikes again. It really is true. I just googled Florida man and then the wildest headlines you could possibly think of came up. Florida is bad, expensive, overpriced, people are huge junkies and do the craziest stuff. Oh yes, you have a big homelessness crisis. And yeah, also a big drug crisis. Expensive, I've heard. So you wouldn't suggest me any good places in Florida in case I ever come down to visit the US? Without mentioning full of illegals, which makes getting a job harder. Yeah. It's quite a lot of problems. Or you live in a ghetto. Jeez. Like a full-on ghetto where you hear gunshots outside. Northern Florida is recommended. Okay. Geez. Very unfortunate to read that. I don't know if Chile is a nice place to live. I've never been there. So I can't really say anything about that place. Alright, 5 seconds remaining. Let's see if I get the Golduck this time. The shiny one. Nope. Okay. Wrote someone on Discord real quick, and now we're gonna continue with the Golduck. Come on, I want at least a Golduck. Give me a Golduck now, game. I deserve it. You trolled me long enough with the Pinsirs. Full on ghetto, I can't go out at night, especially being as Nordic looking as I am. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. Chile was good before and now faces the same problem as Florida thanks to the commie bastard of Boric. I don't think he really is communist if I hear that. Probably grifter who says, oh yeah, I am this and this, but he probably acts in his own self-interest again, like so many of these politicians do. But then again, I don't know his full thing. But probably duck, duck, goose. No wait, Golduck. Yeah, Golduck isn't even supposed to be a duck. It's more like a kappa. Japanese yokai. Guy thinks he's Salvador Allende. Okay. Yeah, so do you still get, you are Chilean like nationality, do you get like letters to vote in your country? Because if so, you can try and vote for another person. Allende was a communist, but he at least did more for Chile than this clown. Oh, so he's a wannabe. Okay, I see what the grift is. Sorry to hear that. But can't really say good or nice things about the politicians in Luxembourg either, so... The hot chocolate that wasn't hot anymore. Oh jeez. Yeah, these are things that I see and I read, and I get that every single day from other friends around the world as well, and feel powerless against. I can't really do anything, and I wish I could. Trust me, I want to vote to get this clown out of power. I think I can at an embassy. Yeah, do that. I do that as oh, excuse me, my voice cracked. I do that as well to get rid of some really right-wing people in Italy. To be fair, it's just one vote, but one vote is more than 0 votes, right? Now hearing the Hoenn surfing theme, I just thought about, wait, which one is my favorite out of all of them? elections aren't in like 2 more years with this bastard, unless the army takes him down first, which are rumors. Or like a coup d'etat. I mean, not the first time that happened in South America. Not the last time, definitely not. Well, we have elections this year in Europe. Right, 3 seconds. Let's see. I think I prefer the surfing theme most with Hoenn. Okay, so that's a Golduck, but it's not a shiny one. I'm currently thinking, which one do I like the most? I do like the one from Generation 6 as well, from Kalos. Yeah, people are ruming in coup d'etat coming. Wow. I'm really thinking about which one is my favorite, but the Generation 2 one, the Johto one, is nice as well. A lot of them are pleasant though. Hard to pick a favorite. Really hard. Trust me, things are bad in Chile. I do trust you. And I've heard that from other people from Chile as well, so yeah. I'm just taking a listen to them right now to make sure. Yeah, I should maybe do the same, but the Hoenn one is nice though. Full illegals, gangs, drugs, people dying and disappearing. It's horrible. Jeez. Yeah, that definitely doesn't sound fun. That's full on corruption, yeah. Oh, jeez. So the Seeking I can get with Super Rod. And I just saw I quickly wrote that in my notes here. I can get a Dodrio, a quirky one. That would be a bit earlier. So let's see. I mean, I can still go for a while. But for now, Area 3 is definitely the, in a way, most exciting one, and the trolley one. Three cops were burned by a gang of Venezuelans recently? Wow. Oh, jeez. So, very strong gang violence, so that's very unfortunate. Yeah, that's makes Luxembourg sound like a walk in the park, definitely. I mean, we also have gangs and drug problems, but not like that. Maduro sends his regards and Borg is sucking him off. Politicians, don't you? You just love to hate them. Alright, I took a quick listen to them all. Auras is my favorite for sure. Oh, so you prefer the Auras one over the original Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald one? Have to listen to the Auras one, but in general I was quite disappointed with the Auras music. Okay, 10 seconds remaining. If I were president, stuff would be different. Well, that's good to hear, but maybe you can still become president in the future if you... I mean, I don't know the specifics, but maybe. Okay, no, that is not a... Come on, brain, you need to brain for at least a bit. A little more. I like ore sauce generally a little more than the original. Oh, that's fair. So tomorrow I'm gonna be streaming again at the same time as I did today. And it's gonna be Area 4, which, if you take a look at the thumbnail of that video, or that stream, it has different Pokemon that I can get. And let's see how much, let's say, trouble I can get in the way of, or in the sense of which shiny will troll me. Still don't have a shiny Natu. I have a shiny Xatu, but not a Natu. And the shiny Natu that did appear, they always fled. So that's probably gonna happen again. Oh, you're studying political science for a reason. Very nice. Planning on maybe studying economics too. Yeah, to make a good change. That's nice. So let me see. Safar-Zone again. Area 4. Oh yeah, Area 4 has Heracross. That's a shiny that I really want. That's definitely the shiny I think I'm going for first. And it's the same frame as the Pinsir, good to know. Oh, unfortunately, it's gonna flee again, I know it. And yeah, it's just like the Pinsir with the same level and the same advances, so the same frames. And the same gender and everything. I want the best for my country, I want to change for the best, even if it comes to my own paycheck. Oh, that's really nice. That's a good goal to have. I wish everyone who got into politics thought like you. But unfortunately, we have a lot of grifters there that just... they want to have power. And they want to exert that power over others. And... we should have leaders that don't want that. We should have leaders that want the best for all of us. But unfortunately for us, people who are leaders don't tend to be like that, unfortunately. Okay. So if I do the quirky one, Dodrio I can get or earlier than the other ones. But then again, next Saturday it's gonna be back to Area 3. And for now I am, oops, not Rock Smash, sorry, surfing. I'm looking for the Golduck. And no quirky Golduck, only adamant ones. Wanna be remembered as a good leader that cared for Chile? I think every single country needs a leader who cared for the country. Or maybe for its people and the well-being. Lots of corrupt people have way too much power, unfortunately, yep. That's a very big problem, if not maybe one of the biggest problems plaguing us today. Okay, and I get no shiny. Aww. What a shame. Right, so that would be surfing. Let me check if I can maybe, for the last couple of resets. Okay, what about when I don't have an atom and a synchronizer? Okay. Like Hindenburg, he cared for Germany. But apples can easily sour everything for the rest. Yeah. One bad apple. Just hurts to see, you know? And the pattern is everywhere. You can see that everywhere. Happen in every single country. In some it's worse, in others it's not as bad, but still. So with the same... that shouldn't have happened. I just was about to say with the same frame I can get a Seeking and a Golduck. So I'm going to be trying for both. And I'll go back and forth, alternate between them. Hey there, Kaiser Kamazin. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Just moved back. Oh, you came back from the trip that you had? This stream, let me tell you, Kaiser Kamazin, the first 30 minutes already full of trolling, shiny Pinsir showing up, refusing to get caught, eating a couple of Pokeblocks that she liked, and then she still flees. Can you believe it? I still don't have a shiny Pinsir. Okay, so now I'm gonna use this one as the lead of my team because it can, or it has the ability Suction Cups, which guarantees your rod cast to be successful. And then I don't have unnecessary frame advances that I don't need. So now I'm going for the Seeking. Oh, come on. Oh, finally. That's the text I want to see. But yeah, shout out to my Patreon, Kaiser Kamazin. Shiny Pinsir is the boogeyman of the channel. The shiny Pinsir moment was beautiful. Yeah, it was beautiful. That is true. I would build more water fountains, benches, shelters, more football stadiums to encourage sport, free education and healthcare. I'd definitely vote for that, but I can't vote for for anything in Chile. Oh, by the way, Kaiser Kamazin, have you thought of a nickname that you want the Ditto, the shiny Ditto that I give to you? Want any specific nickname? So let's see if this Seeking's also gonna be stubborn. So what I'm gonna do now is, for the last... Well, how long should I stream? I think I can do another half an hour. I'm going to alternate between Seeking and Golduck. Hopefully I'll get them both. If not, then next Saturday is going to be the next time I'm going to hunt them. But again, I really hope I do get them today. Or tonight in my case. Make Chile great again. I had a nickname and forgot it. Ah, that's okay. It's gonna come back to you. Stole it with a Dream Eater. Yeah, I definitely... I will be making a fail compilation. And that will contain multiple Pinsir moments. And I do wonder how many more Pinsir moments will we have. Keep people happy and they'll be loyal to you. Yep, definitely. Okay, no idea why the sand, like the hourglass thing, came right next to my mouse pointer. So let's see, what do I get? I get a normal Goldeen. Boring. So now it's the Golduck again. Shiny Golduck is pretty okay. It has like a more pinkish tone, and I think the beak is much more pink, if I remember it correctly. And I've never had a shiny Golduck before, so this is gonna be my first shiny Golduck. But since the Safar-Zone has a lot of Kanto shinies, and that's gonna be very useful to me once I come and get around with of doing the shiny only challenge in Leaf Green. It's definitely gonna help me. Do you have any recommendation for learning languages, Yana? Like what you do to efficiently learn one? Well, the best way to learn one is kind of too late, growing up with multiple languages. That definitely helps build a very strong and flexible foundation. But in case you don't have that, it depends on how you learn. Like, have you figured out if you learn a language first by reading it a lot, or hearing it a lot, or writing it a lot? Because there's some people that learn a language first by speaking it, others have to read it first, others again have to be able to write it first. I think that would be a good way of figuring out first how you go about learning the language, and if you figured that out, you could use some helping tools like, I don't know if you are familiar with the program or the app called Anki, so Anki. That one is pretty good too. It's like a card system with memory. It tracks how good you answered or could come up with the answer to certain cards. And it even has an algorithm built in, like where you can set your study lessons or study pacing. It's really good. It's free. And the really good thing about Anki is that there's already people who made a whole deck of cards to learn for languages, such as German. Just Google Anki card deck German A1, A2, depending on what level you want. And that way you can also learn a language pretty efficiently, I would say. And of course what helps is reading or watching or playing or doing anything of interest that is in that language. So for example, me playing the games in Italian definitely helped me strengthen my Italian knowledge. Or maybe you could watch German YouTubers with subtitles. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so figure out your what sticks first when you learn languages. Is it writing? Is it hearing or listening? Or is it speaking? For me, it's the reading. But I know not everyone is like that. And if you figure that out, go from there. And Anki I can really recommend. It's really good. Definitely also because of the fact that you can type it, you can read it, and it has audio cues as well. So you can actually learn the proper pronunciation of words. Okay, what do I get now? Ooh, boring. Normal. boring Pokemon. Oops, that didn't. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how I never forgot my English growing up in Chile. My mom made sure I never forgot. She would put everything in English. Oh, that's very good of you, Mom. Yeah, definitely. Writing for you? Yeah, for me it's reading first. And then writing. And then listening. Speaking for me comes last. That's the last thing I have to learn when learning a language. And usually the one I have most problems with, I guess. Or like my weak point. If I would call that a weak point. But I do know that if I can speak a language, then I'm very... That's the last frontier, so to speak. Okay. Florantic, I need you. And the Super Rod, or Super Angel in German, which is a very direct translation. Okay. There we go, that's the text I want to see. Speaking of writing, I'm currently working on a light novel. Oh, really? That's nice. Man, I have so many viewers who are really creative, writing so many things. That's amazing. Makes me happy to see that. And that definitely makes me curious as well as to seeing how that looks like. Writing, reading, speaking, listening for me. Okay. It's interesting, I know some people who I would say know more languages than I do, but if you look at the facts or like the stats, they can listen and speak in many languages, but they can't write in them. It would be interesting to see if are they more, like do they know more languages than I do? But some of them they can only speak and listen to, but they can't really read and write them. You have hearing problems? For me, listening, yeah, I don't have hearing problems, but I do have, how do I say it? Due to my autism, I have sensory process, not issues, but my sensory processing is different. And when I hear people talk and there's for example, a fizzy drink just fizzling in the background, I hear that just as loud as the person talking, and then due to the most random disturbances that you can think of, I can't hear what the person was saying. Or for some reason my brain just is kind of like the auto caption in YouTube, where I understand words that definitely aren't the words that were spoken, but I still understand like that, if that makes sense. Listening is really hard. Gonna be alt history, dark themes, dark comedy, and action. Oh, you like alt history? Dark comedy. Well, we do live in a dark comedy in real life, though, I have to say. I'm a Hobbit's right on myself, suck at it though. I can't really say that. I haven't read anything that you have written. Like, do you write things about hobbits in general, or is it like fan fictions of the Hobbits universe? I've only seen the Lord of the Rings, the movies, not the Hobbit. Seeking? Are you shiny? No. That's not even a seeking. Thankfully, my sensory problems only really with touch. Okay. Now I have that with almost everything. I didn't really have to train myself or like go to therapy to be able to wear jeans. Because when I was a small kid, jeans felt like sandpaper on my skin. And I really had to get therapy to be able to regulate my sensory input when it comes to touch. And now I can wear jeans, but even today, not like low quality jeans. I still shiver when I think about how that feels on my skin. Yeah, it's unfortunately not cheap to have sensory issues. Not that I picked those, but that's just what you get, right? The cards that you've been dealt with. I have that issue myself, I swear. If there's a fan going on in the background, I can barely hear anyone. Yeah, that's why I usually watch things with subtitles, and then people say, or they ask me, why, you understand the language, you don't need that. Yeah, but if there's a loud noise in the background, then I don't know what the person said in the movie or in the series, so that's why. It's gonna have Nazis, mercenaries, demons, vampires, etc. Wow, the whole bunch. So that kind of reminds me of several franchises. Certain clothes screw me up, yeah, still. That is somewhat annoying, having the sensory issue. Definitely where I see it the most is unfortunately with food. I mean, I'm not a chicken nuggets autist, as they're called. If you're wondering what that is people who are autistic who they are such picky eaters due to their sensory issues that they only eat things like chicken nuggets. I'm not like that. But my diet can sometimes be very restrictive just because my brain doesn't like things being too bitter. And that's very annoying. I would like to eat more broccoli because it's very healthy. But my brain is like, nope, not eating that. That's way too bitter. I literally can't eat it, I gag. And that is... If I could change that, I would definitely get rid of that. That's really annoying. It's really interfering with adult life. Had original works of a dark fantasy world with a rat as a main character. Ah, nice. I like stories where a human isn't the center of the main character. And some Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fan fiction. Oh, nice, okay. When I was younger, I really want to get back into reading those Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fanfics. Let me know if you find them. One day, they were wild. Cotton is a no-go, caused me to freeze up. Oh, that's very interesting to me. Cotton is really nice to wear. In fact, I'm wearing a cotton dress right now, like a sundress made out of cotton. Interesting how the brain's still on the same spectrum and yet so different. Still working on the character's plot and power system. Yeah, that takes a long time. I'm also writing since like 2009. I am writing on a sci-fi solarpunk universe. And you really need to flesh it out. Don't rush that. Art needs to be met with a lot of love. And it takes time. So let's see. Do I get the Golduck now? Probably not. Oh! I get a shiny Psyduck instead, sure. Oh boy. Of course it's gonna happen. And you flee. Okay, sure. Yeah, of course. Of course. What else? Peach Fuzz and wooden things that have that wood texture, not the smooth polished one, also cause me to freeze. Oh, Peach Fuzz I hate, and yeah, wooden raw surfaces, I hate that. I'm always scared of getting a splinter. Because having a splinter stuck in your skin, that's a sensory nightmare. Absolute horrifying experience if you have sensory issues. And some were like, why are you acting like a small child when it comes to that? But, okay, my brain doesn't filter these things, so that's why the reaction towards that is bit more strong than you would think they would be. But it's not like I'm hurting anyone with that, right? So, okay, going for the Seeking again. And that one will flee probably anyway. What? No? Okay, then no Seeking because the Rod cast didn't work. Even though I have the... I don't get it. Oh well. I think I might get the Golduck still. Currently working on the protagonist's father, who's gonna be the protagonist of the prologue. Before the main story. Okay. My light novel is gonna be called Bones. Okay. Already in a dark direction. My favorite Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fanfictions growing up was Silver Resistance, Overthrown, and Rebirth. Still have really fond memories of them all these years later. I wasn't really a fanfiction person growing up. I didn't read them. But if you say they're good, maybe I'll check these out. Guess what happens? I just changed my shirt and opened a Pepsi can and it blew up on me and I had to change my shirt that I just put on. Oh, I'm sorry, Amit. Yeah, that happened to me last week with a dress and a like a cherry Coke can. Golduck, shiny Psyduck F, yep. First book is gonna be called the Chasikai Godslayer. That is Godslayer, that's already 10 levels of epic right there. Just one word. Post-apocalypse sci-fi fantasy book. Oh yeah, as I said before, a lot of my viewers are very creative. I really like that. I'm very positively surprised about that. And I even have a pop filter. I'm still doing the consonant thing a bit too much. Planning a mini zombie apocalypse. Please not on Earth. Apocalypses aren't as fun in real life as they are in video games or in movies or comics. A zombie curse, one of the vampire families released. Not gonna lie, I'm heavily inspired by Helsing and The Walking Dead. Yeah, I was about to say with the Nazis and the vampires, so I was like, Helsing? That my mind straight goes to Helsing when I hear these two words being mentioned in the same sentence. So, any predictions for the last 10 minutes of the stream? Any guesses as to what might happen? I mean, a shiny will probably flee again. That's gonna happen, probably. Sadly, unfortunately. Can't really say how good their quality is these days growing up, but I do look at them fondly still. I was in a Discord filled with many PMD fanfic authors, and I actually did get to play games. Oh, that's nice. For the record, Yana, my fictional story I write, there's two universes, the same characters, but one is comedy, non-canon, and the other is real story. Ah, okay. Yeah, you can do that. I think the characters from the universe have one more comedic story, and the other one be more serious. And just for the record, my name has two N's, but yeah, that's okay. I'm used to people not writing my name correctly. The CH in Chaisakai is pronounced like K in school. So Kaisekai. Okay, I saw it and looked like a Japanese word. And my mind immediately went to the Japanese pronunciation of the CH. And yeah, Godslayer does add 10 levels of epic, but it's gonna be a sad story. A sad story can still be epic, but yeah. Definitely looking forward to that. You don't sense any shiny Oddish coming? Well, the shiny Oddish already showed up in the stream. Funnily enough, while I was having a discussion about cannabis with Kinox 12. And then it showed up, it trolled, and fled. So, that happened. Can't have a Safari Saturday without a shiny Oddish. The Nazi vampires that I made are clones of the vampire families the Nazis killed and cloned them in the project Übertod. Übertod, really? Yeah. Go all out with the pulp, I don't care. I don't think pulpy things are bad. Not at all. One's gonna be full of tragedy, too. Yeah, that's usually how these things go. Especially with the Nazis around. Yeah, no problem, Amit. Among Us and had a few matches on voice chat with a big group of the PMD authors, and commonly the author of Silver Resistance played, and once I got to play a match with the author of Rebirth. So how did that feel? Must have been pretty nice. Probably felt a little starstruck. There are only a few books I've read outside of PMD fanfics growing up that I really liked. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, Lord of the Rings, and Blade Runner, or... No, Black Tower. Oh, okay, sorry. I just somehow read that as Blade Runner. No idea why. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, I haven't read the books. I've seen the movie trilogy, that's all I've seen. Pretty bizarre and starstruck for sure. Yeah, I know how that feels. I once saw a DJ that I listened to in the crowd, like after he had his live set play. And my brain was just lagging like a minute behind. I just didn't want to process that guy, that DJ that listened so many songs that I have from him, and he just stands there like a couple of meters in front of me. Really weird. Main is gonna be about the protagonist and his mercenary group and the things they go through and the jobs they take. Okay. So you're gonna make it a visual novel, as in a game programmed, or like a manga? Okay, so for the last one, I'm still going for the Seeking. Shiny Dodrio we've already seen. Still kind of bummed about the Pinsir just fleeing. I'd hope that I get it this weekend, but I guess not. But maybe I'll get a Heracross tomorrow, who knows. Or maybe it'll just troll me like the Pinsir. I think that's gonna be more likely, knowing my luck with these things. The question still remains, why do I do this to myself? Why the Safar-Zone? But, oh well. Okay, so I use the Super Rod. Hopefully it doesn't fail this time. I still don't understand why it failed last time. Even though I had my suction cup user in front of my team. Okay, looking good until now. Okay, yeah, good. That's the text I want to see. Kota Hinano doesn't own the Nazi vampire concept. I'm good. Yeah, I mean, that's... And even I mean, even if like that was a common concept, just go for it. Everyone has good ideas. A good idea by itself doesn't really do anything. What's crucial is execution of said ideas. A book with illustrations format. Ah, okay, good, cool. So you'll draw it and write it? Because if you do, my respect. The sci-fi universe that I'm working on, the Solarpunk one, I do the writing, but I don't do the drawing. That's where my husband comes in. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna head out. Thanks again for the stream as always. Alright, Kaiser comes in. Thank you for showing up, and hopefully see you tomorrow. In the comedy universe, the skeleton I told you about is a character that is my favorite. Like, I made him eat and he poops bones. Okay. He also has nothing but sleeping, eating, and repeating. So a gluttonous, lazy skeleton. I wonder how he eats, because a skeleton doesn't have any organs. Or is it a skeleton with organs? Pretty sure the guy who made Silver Resistance Scythe Rider has done many projects in the past, actually, including a few games he made of his own. Oh, cool. He's a pretty talented gentleman. That's really cool. I might have to get an illustrator, yeah. These Adobe programs, they're really expensive. I suck at execution. Both at writing and the other way. Well, I mean, you can still... I mean, that's what you think, but you can still train many things. I'm inspired by Metal Gear Solid 5 too, actually, with the private military company. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, inspirations are always... sorry, are always good. And don't let anyone, like, tell you that it's a rip-off, or that you're stealing because you happen to also have Nazi vampires or skeletons, or like you got inspired by a game. That doesn't mean anything. It's what you what you do, what you write about with the concept. No, so fortunately no more shinies. It's in 2 minutes not gonna be Saturday anymore, so at least where I am. So unfortunately this has been Safari Saturday, and we only gotten one shiny and accidental Rhyhorn successfully, unfortunately. But hey, sometimes it's the fun that we have while the shinies are trolling me. And it was fun. I had nice discussions, and it was definitely thrilling, to say the least. And as for my finishing words, I want to thank all of you for being part of the stream. I'd like to remind you that tomorrow I'm also gonna stream. Then it's gonna be Area 4, so thank you for everything. Have a good one, goodbye, and good night.